I can't believe the amount of spam calls I keep getting. I'm going to ignore the next one. I keep trying this as the third try at this video, but we're going to get it done this time. So I apologize to everybody who's left questions and I haven't been able to get back to you. I try really hard to do that, and sometimes time just gets the best of you, and that's kind of what's happened here. Time is going by so quickly. Is it for you guys too? I just can't keep up. Half the time I don't know what today or what the day is, and today is the 20th because I'm sitting here looking at the calendar on my computer. But I thought I would start trying to catch up a little bit and get this rolling. So Wag 630 left a question 11 days ago. I am so sorry. It says, I saw it. This is on a video that I had titled On Procrastination and Hesitancy. These are not subconscious issues, right? Procrastination and hesitancy are not necessarily subconscious issues. But Wag asked, is it possible that something in the subconscious, like not feeling like you will succeed or fear of trying, triggers procrastination or hesitancy issues? And then the habit of procrastination takes over. How do you stop procrastination and hesitancy? So I want you to listen to what you said. So this is something you have to really start doing. And don't stop asking your questions, because it's really writing it down is a good way to start self-diagnosing or taking a look back at what you said, especially when you start getting it, when you start really understanding how this works. So something that is subconscious, let's define what that really means first. The subconscious is supposedly that layer that is not open to your consciousness, which means you don't know about it, right? It's that iceberg part that's deep under the ocean that you can't see. You know what I'm talking about? The iceberg concept. So if something is subconscious, it's causing a reaction in your system. It's causing you to do something, act a certain way, feel a certain feeling, but you don't know what it is. Now, Wag, you said, like, not feeling like you will succeed. If you feel like you won't succeed, that's not subconscious, because you know that's what it is. So I would say, right, kind of take this apart, not feeling like you won't succeed. What does that feel like? What is the feeling of not succeeding? Find the feeling and work on the feeling, because the feeling is attached to the concept. Conscious or subconscious, it doesn't matter. The feeling will take you all over the place. And if you can transmute the feeling and at least to a level of peace, you will probably notice a huge difference. And then the question would be, how do you do that? Go back to the Heart Coherence, Beyond Heart Coherence program that's free on this channel. You can go find it, Beyond Heart Coherence. There's 9 or 10 videos in there. You would want the one, go through all of them, but you would want the one that's called the Ladder of Awareness. It teaches you how to alter feelings that are associated with issues. So how to feel a feeling and then take it into your heart space. You could use a whole brain state, feel the feeling, cross your arms and legs, find the pattern that's the strongest, and then sit through it until you feel the alteration. Are you following what I'm saying? So is it possible that something in the subconscious, like not feeling like you will succeed, whatever happened that caused that feeling might be subconscious? But if you start working on the feeling, your subconscious will probably open up and show you what that is. Now, I had this happen the other day with something with my mother. My poor mother. Man, she was a mess. It was something to do with, actually, it was a family curse, right? Is what this lady called it. So somebody actually contacted me and said, hey, you've won a free session. And I don't typically do that. I don't like people messing in my field. But for whatever reason, I was like, yeah, whatever. She wanted to do a reading. So I said, whatever, do your reading. And she goes, well, there seems to be a curse from your childhood in your field that causes all kinds of inconsistencies and chaos. And I was like, yeah, I've heard about the curse before, but we've never been able to pinpoint it. And I was sitting there listening to myself talk to myself about what this lady had typed in Facebook. And I was like, okay, so what is the feeling of that? What is the feeling I get with those inconsistencies? Because I knew exactly what she was talking about. The feeling is the feeling I had when that curse was first laid on me. Are you following what I'm saying? When I felt the feeling, I saw the moment of the curse. I was an infant. I was probably 8 or 9 months old. My mom had me all dolled up. My hair was in little pigtails, what little hair I had. And I was wearing like this little kind of fluffy dress. And apparently, for some reason, I feel like she made it. She made a lot of our clothes back then. It was really cute. And she was looking at me and just saying, "You're the ugliest baby I've ever seen." And then she would turn around and go, "Why is she so cute and I'm so ugly?" And then she would look back at me and say something else about, "You'll never be beautiful." Right? As I got older, it turned into, "You're fat." Like, you're getting fat. When I was a teenager, I was anything but fat, right? I was always very, very skinny. I was 5'8", so relatively tall. I was a cute kid. I was. I look back at my high school, what do you call it when you graduate photo? And I'm just like, oh, wow, look at me. And she had me convinced that I was fat and ugly, right? My whole life when she was alive, at the point I hit 300 pounds, I was probably in my late 30s, early 40s. And I remember walking into her house one day and she goes, "What happened? Did you get stung by a hive of bees?" And I was just like, "Excuse me?" And she goes, "You're so fat." And I was just like, wow. And that's when I really started working, trying to shuffle and turn this around. But that moment felt just like the feeling when I was little and she was sitting there saying mean. And it was the voice, right? The voice was mean. The activity was mean. She was being rough with me. She was trying to take a picture I wouldn't sit still for, right? It was just bad. Is it subconscious or not subconscious? The feeling was not subconscious. I knew it was hooked to my self-image. Always has been. I never saw what actually happened until I sat with the feeling and all of a sudden my subconscious opened up and gave it to me. Does that make sense? This literally just happened the other day. And all of a sudden, so here's the outcome of me doing that work. It took maybe 15 minutes. But it took somebody else pointing at it, took somebody else going, and then me listening to myself as I talked to myself about it. Here's the outcome of it. All of a sudden, I'm more productive. I'm getting stuff done and doing things that I have not, I would say I would never have thought the way I'm thinking right now. It's like the moment something comes up, I do it. Usually the moment something comes up, I shuffle things around. I find an excuse I can't do it. I have to force myself to do it, whatever it is. However, that stuff was linked into my self-image issue and my mother's curse. I have no idea. But as you get older, right? So I'm 57, 58, 59? I don't even know, somewhere in there. I'm in my late 50s. And I know somebody's going to ask, I was born in 67. Yeah, you can do the math. I just don't pay attention to it. So don't worry about that. If you get to a place where you're aware of this, right, as you age, other things get tangled up in that feeling because the feeling happened and this is exactly how procrastination and hesitancy happens. And you heard me talk about it, right? So something will, here, do this, get this done, and then I start shuffling things. Is it hesitancy? Is it procrastination? Call it whatever you want to call it. It's me not doing that thing in the moment. Even if it's this little thing, it doesn't even matter. And I have to pound my way through it, these silly little things. And now all of a sudden I'm like clicking right through stuff. And I'm just like, wow. And I thought I had a control, like I thought I was controlling it really well. There's no controlling. Now all of a sudden it's just gone and I am doing. I am the doing. Does that make sense? Is that helpful? If it's helpful, please like this video. Don't listen to my dog barking at my son. You can come in. You're all right. Like this video. Hey, shush. Go get him. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I greatly appreciate when people subscribe. It obviously helps move these videos around. Please leave your comments. I promise I'll go back through and start hitting more of these questions and answering these questions as we go along. And if this is Wag Wag 630, comment below. Did this help? Do you need a little bit more? Just let me know. I bless you. I thank you. I love you. And I'll talk to you again soon.